Hello everyone, this is Karunamurthy from E Road Secondary Engineering College. Welcome to Theory of Computation course. Today we will see what do you mean by theory of computation and what do you mean by automata theory, what are the applications of automata theory, then followed by basic terminologies and mathematical notations. Then we will see what do you mean by finite automata and what are the types of finite automata. So these are all the topics today we are going to be covering. Let's we go. So first, what is mean by theory of computation? So theory of computation, or we can call it as theory of automata. It is core area of computer science and engineering department. It is a branch that to attempt deep understanding of computational process, which means how we are effectively solving the problems through mathematical models or mathematical tools or some techniques. So this understanding is important for its applications and include various models of computations like algorithm, compiler, and VLC design to the creation of intelligent technology. So this broad area of computation is divided into three major branches. One is computational complexity theory, second one computability theory, and automata theory and language. So this is theory of computation. So majorly how the system effectively solving the problems. So that's the thing for theory of computation. Next, automata theory. So, automata theory is an exciting theoretical branch of computer science. Through automata, computer scientists are able to understand how the machines compute functions and how they solve the problems, and more importantly, what it means for a function to be defined as computable or for a question to be described as decidable. Automata play a major role in theory of computations, compiler construction, artificial intelligence, parsing, and format verification. So, in our automata, the real-time examples we can want to know in the sense automatic photo printing machines, artificial card punching machine, human deduction and reorganization machine, etc. So modern application of automata theory go far beyond compiler techniques or hardware verification. These automata are widely used for modeling and verification of software, distributed system, real-time systems, or structured data. They have been equipped with features to model time and probabilities as well. So the real-time examples of automata for first one is vending machine. So normally a vending machine is an automated machine that dispenses numerous items such as cool drinks, snacks, beverages, alcohol, tea, coffee like that, right? So etc. to sales automatically. After a buyer inserts currency or credit into the machine, vending machine is work on finite state automate to control the functions process. So this is one of the good example of automata. So next example is traffic light. So it is nothing but the optimization of traffic light controllers in a city is a systematic representation of handling the instruction of traffic rules. It means the process depends on a set of instruction work in a loop with the switching among instructions to control traffic. So this is also one of the real-time example in automata. So next one, video games. So everyone might know about the video games. So whenever we are going to be playing the video games, we are going to be considered as levels, right? So video game levels represent the states of automata, in which a sequence of instructions are followed by the players to accomplish the task. Right. So these are some of the examples of automata. Not only these three examples, some other examples also considered in our automata like test passing, regular expression matching, speech recognition, sequential machine. So these are all some of the examples of automata. Next, we will see the basic terminologies, the mathematical notations. before going to be applying our problem. So before going to solving the finite automata problems, basically we want to know the basic terminologies. The first one is called symbol. A symbol often we can call it as a character. So character in the sense single, right? Single character, right? It is the smallest building block, which can be any alphabet or any letter or any picture, whatever it may be. But that particular block should be considered as smallest block. Okay. So for example, you can consider lowercase letter of A, B, C, some integer values like a 0, 1, 2, 3, like that. That is, everything should be considered character, right? So that character considered as a symbol. Okay. So next one is alphabet. So in our theory of computations, our fundamental automata theory, we are going to be representing the alphabet should be this particular big sigma. The alphabets are set of symbols which are always finite. So that is, we are not able to say the alphabet is a infinite. Why? Because it is countable. Okay. So for example, see here, alphabet equal to 0 comma 1. So is an alphabet of binary digits, either 0 or 1. Next, alphabet equal to 0 to 9. So it's an alphabet of decimal digits. Okay. So next topic, next terminology should be considered as a string. So the string, want to make string through an alphabet only, we can able to arrange the string. Okay. Next we will see that one also. So next example, alphabet equal to A comma B comma C. So everything should be lowercase letter. Okay. So here small a is different, capital is different. So in C language we say in C language we said case sensitive, right? The same thing. So my alphabet equal to lowercase letter of A comma B comma C is different. My alphabet equal to capital A, capital B, capital C is different. Okay. So these are some of the examples of alphabets. So remember, alphabet is a set of symbols which are always finite. Okay. So next one, string. So the string, how I can able to define this string is through my alphabet. So from the alphabet, what are the input symbols? What are the input symbols is there? From that input symbols, I can able to make some of the string. Okay. So the string is finite sequence of symbols from some alphabet. Okay. So please remember here I just mentioned the word alphabet. So I want to make finite sequence of symbols. Okay. So from alphabet. Okay. The string is generally denoted as W. So hereafter we are going to be see some kind of problems, right? So generally we want to denote the string that should be considered as a W. So on the length of the string is denoted by through this symbol. Okay. So this is the way we are going to be representing the length of the string as well as normal string. Okay. Now the string or word over an alphabet is a finite sequence of concatenated symbols alphabet. Okay. For example, 000, comma, 11, comma, 001. These are all the strings through the binary alphabet of 0, comma 1. Not only these three strings, you can generate the combination of 0 and 1 string. Okay. So for example, 1001, this is one of the string through my alphabet. I can say 0101, that is also one of the string. 010101, that is also one of the string. So from my alphabet I can able to generate the different kind of the strings. Okay. So similar, I pass the alphabet for small a, small b, small c. From this a comma b comma c you can generate whatever may be the string. Okay. Double A B, C, B, like that you can able to generate the strings. Okay. So next one is length of the string. So already told how to denote the length of the strings and all. Okay. So the number of symbols in the string W is called its length. So you see the above example 000110001. So if I suppose want to capture the length of the strings, how many inputs, how many number of symbols available there? For example, 000 in the sense 4 symbols, 11 in the sense 2 symbol, 001 mean 3 symbol. So that is the length. So the number of symbols in a string is called its length. And I want to denote it like I said, this kind of the symbol. Okay. In this case, I just represent the symbol 0 is not for the 4, it is 3. Okay, so remaining 2 is correct one. Double 1 should be 2, length of the b should be 1. Okay, but the length of 0 double 1 is not 4, it is 3. Please correct it. Next important topic is clean closure, or we call it as a clean star. Okay, so it's very, very important topic, important informations whenever we are going to be approaching the DFA problem or whatever may be the problem available in our theory of computations. Okay, so clean closure is nothing but we are going to be generate possible strings. That string should be considered infinite. Okay, so all possible length including epsilon. So here the new word epsilon should occur. So whenever we are going to be consider clean closure, the first string should be epsilon. Okay, it is denoted by this symbol, that is alphabet power star. So how we are going to be denoting the clean closure? Epsilon power star equal to alphabet power star equal to alphabet power 0 union alphabet power 1 union alphabet power 2 up to it goes. That is why we call it as a clean closure, the infinite set of all possible strings. Okay, it goes like up to n, alphabet power n. Okay, now for example 0 comma 1. So according to the alphabet, the first string is epsilon. We want to include the symbol epsilon whenever we say the clean closure. Whatever may be the alphabet there, whatever may be the input symbols, uh, pass whatever may be the input symbols available in your alphabet, the first string is epsilon. Okay, so followed by you can generate whatever may be the strings according to the input alphabet. Okay, this is clean closure. Now I just tell one example for the clean closure. See, now actually this is the one of the states. I will tell this is one of the state. For example, this is free incoming edges, this is my stand state. I represent q naught here. Okay, so the clean closure, I explained the clean closures only, right? So clean closure example. Okay, so in my transition this is called, this is nothing but this is transition diagram. This is self loop. Okay, so this is what? A star. So this your alphabet is A. So here only one input symbol is, that is A. Okay, so the clean closure is nothing but A star. Now what is the strings generated for this A star? In the sense, the first input symbol is epsilon, right? So this is called, this is the clean closure means 0 or more times. We called 0 or more times. Clean closure is 0 or more times. It means I didn't able to read the input symbol A, that time the epsilon symbol takes place. The first time I read the input symbol A, that time I want to represent here single A. I represent the self loop, right? So this is one time I can read the input symbol A. The same time I can read twice input symbol A, the same state Q0 should be there. Okay, likewise you can generate more number of A's. So the first input symbol is epsilon. Okay, so epsilon in the sense nothing but 0. Okay, or more times in the sense single A can possible, W is possible, 3 possible, 4A, 5A, 6A up to, that is the infinite. Okay, so this is the example of clean closure. Okay, I hope everyone understand about the clean closure now. If you have any doubt, you can put queries and message. So next one, partially closure. So partial closure is nothing but here we are going to be denoted by alphabet power plus. This clean closure we denote like as a alphabet power star. Okay, so here partial closure is the infinite set of all possible strings which already we said in clean closure, but the excluding symbol epsilon. So whenever we say the positive closure, the epsilon symbols that does not takes place. Okay, the same example, alphabet equal to 0 comma 1, it the first input symbol is 0 only, not for epsilon. Okay, so here not for star, this is plus. Okay, you please change this one. Alphabet power plus equal to 0 comma 1 comma up to, you can generate this is combination of zeros and ones. Okay, I just say the example, that is all. I can say the example for positive closure. You can consider this is one of the states Q naught and Q1. In this case, I put a input symbol A and I make it as self loop A for Q1 state. It means at least one time I want to read input symbol A. Okay, so you please you just understand the difference between a clean closure as well as positive closure. Okay, so in this, the first input symbol is A. Please remember, I'm not able to mention the input symbol epsilon. Okay, but my clean closure, the first input symbol is epsilon. So positive closure in the sense, at least one time I want to read the input symbol. Here my input symbol, for example, this is my alphabet, alphabet, alphabet equal to A only, but I just represent A plus. Okay, A plus in the A plus mean at least one time I want to read the input symbol A. That is one or more times. That is called positive closure. Okay. Now I hope everyone understand about zero or more times or one or more times. Okay. So positive closure, I just type over here one or more times. That is my positive closure. Right. So this is the example for clean closure as well as positive closure. Right. So next one, finite automata. So finite automata, we are going to be classified into two types. One is for deterministic finite automata, and next one is non-deterministic finite automata. So according to the behavior of the machine, based on its transaction functions, we are classified finite automata into two types. Okay, so normally finite automata in the sense, simply we are going to be giving some inputs. According to the inputs, the machine, that is abstract machine, is going to be making some process. According to that, they are going to be providing some outputs. Okay, so in this finite automata, we having the five tuples. One is capital Q, second one is alphabet, third one is transition, start state, final state. Okay, the same thing appear in deterministic finite automata. Now we will see what do you mean by deterministic finite automata and non-deterministic finite automata with an example. Okay. So shortly we are set for DFA. So DFA, that is deterministic finite automata. So deterministic refers the uniqueness of the computation. So the finite automata are called deterministic finite automata if the machine is read an input symbol, read an input string one symbol at a time. Right? It means, I just explain. So just make it as a diagram over here. This is Q naught. This is Q1. Right? So what I said now, the finite outer, that is, if the machine is read and input string one symbol at a time. So it means I want to read input symbol A from state Q0 to Q1, right? So at the same time, if I suppose read the input symbol B from Q0, it will be reaches Q2. But I can't able to read B over here. I can't read the input symbol B over here because of Q not read the input symbol B in the sense it reaches more than one state. I mean Q1 as well as Q2. So this is not happening in my DFA. So I want to read the input symbol one at a time. Okay. So this is the example of DFA. Okay. So before that, I want to tell some few things regarding the transition diagram. So this is my start state Q0. So whenever I put it as a double circle, when I put it as a double circle, it should be represented for accepting state or final state. Okay, so this is nothing but your input symbol A comma B, right? So we will see these things are explained in further slide. Okay. So the thing is, now you have to understand in our deterministic finite automata, the machine is read the input symbol, input string, input string in the sense A, B, C, like that. Okay, you can consider that input string. Okay, so that time I read the input symbol, one symbol at a time. Okay, in DFA there is only one path of specific input from the current state to the next state. I already told you know. So here you just look for I want to read the input symbol A, it reaches current state to the next state. Here I just read only one input symbol. Okay, so there is only one path for specific input from the current state to the next state. DFA does not accept null move. So that is, the DFA cannot change state without any input character. So what do you mean by null? Null is nothing but you can see the symbol like this one. Okay, so this type of symbol does not take place in my DFA. Okay, so DFA can contain multiple final states. So here I just present only one final state. So in finite automata, I can say more than one accepting state or more than one final state. Okay, so those multiple final states should be used in the lexical analysis in compiler. Okay, so this lexical analysis comes under for compiler paper. Okay, next, consider this diagram. We can see that from state Q0 for input A, there is only one path which is going to Q1, right? So consider the Q0 state. I read the input A, it will be reaches only for Q1, not for more than one state, right? Similarly, from Q0, there is only one path for input B going to Q2, not for more than Q2, right? So this is, you please remember, in DFA there is only one path. If I read the input symbol, it will be reaches only one state, not more than one state. Okay. So formal definition of DFA. So formal definition of DFA is nothing but a collection of 5 tuples, which already we said it in the normal finite automata. Okay. So what are the tuples? Capital Q, alphabet, Q0, F, transition. Okay. So capital is nothing but finite set of states. You can consider here Q0, Q1, Q2. This is capital Q. I represent over here my set of states. According to this diagram, I had 3 different kind of the states. That is Q0, Q1, Q2. So this is set of finite states. Okay. That's the thing I represent over here. Finite set of states. According to this diagram, I am having the 3 states Q0, Q1, Q2. Right. So next one is alphabet. This is finite set of input symbol. You just listen. Here, what are the input symbols takes place? Small a, small e. So this is my alphabet. So alphabet, small a, comma small v, right? So next one is q naught is my initial state. So this is my start state. Okay, so how I can identify the start state? The free incoming edges comes to your state, that is considered as a start state. So in this case, q naught is my start state. Not only for this particular transition diagram, whatever may be the diagram, by default q naught is my start state. Okay, so now you can consider the transition diagram. In this transition diagram, the start state is q naught. Okay, so this is start state, or we can say initial state. Right, so next one is f, capital F. This is nothing but set of final state. So normally in transition diagram, it is not compulsion for only one final state. According to the user point of view, the final state should be more than one state. Okay, so in this case I mentioned two different kind of the final state. Okay, so which one is q1 q2 is my final state. So whenever I represent double circle, that is called final state. So in this diagram, q1 comma q2, this is these two states considered as set of accepting or final state. Right, next one is transition. You please listen here. Transition is q into alphabet gives q. It means, I just explain you, my transition is capital Q transition, sorry, alphabet gives set of states. Set of states in the sense you can say either q0 or q1 or q2. Let's consider transition of q0 comma a, where it reaches from q0 state. I read the input symbol a, it reaches q1. Okay, see, q is q0, alphabet is a. I can reach the same set of states. I mean, I got which I represent what are the set of finite states available in your capital Q. In that, any one of states comes over here. Okay. So again, transition of transition of Q naught comma B. It reaches Q2. Q naught comma B. It reaches Q2. Okay, so please understand, in DFA, I read the input symbol A, whatever may be the input symbol, it reaches only one state, not for more than one state. So here I reached only one state. Here also I reached only one state. I am reading the input symbol B as well as when I read the input symbol A. But this is not the case for NFA. Okay, when we explain about the NFA, this particular transition is going to be changed. Rest of the things same. Okay, now this is for transition function. Graphical representation is nothing but this is my state diagram, right? So this is my graphical representations, right? So whenever I just make it as a circle, that is my states. Okay, that is the state represented by vertices. So in this particular transition diagram, Q0, Q1, Q2, these are all referred as here vertices. The arc labeled with an input character show the transition. So which are all the input character over here? Small a, small b, that is my input character. Okay. The initial state is marked with an arrow. So that is free incoming edge. That arrow should be that arrow where it should be reached, that particular state, called it as a initial state or start state. The final state is denoted by the double circle. See, Q1, I mentioned Q1 as a double circle, Q2 is also double circle. Okay, so that is for final state. Okay. So example, the capital Q is Q0 comma Q1 comma Q2, right? My alphabet is 0 comma 1. My start state is Q0. My final state is Q2. I just mentioned that transition diagram here, but here I am not able to mention the transition, right? So except transition, rest of the things I mentioned over here. Okay, so transition is nothing but this is the input symbol 0 1 1 0 0 1, right? So I read the input symbol 1, it reaches from Q0 to Q1. When I read the input symbol 0, it reaches same state. I mean, from Q0 state, I read the input symbol 0 where it reaches Q0. See second state Q1. I read the input symbol 0, it reaches from Q1 to Q2. When I read the input symbol 1, it reaches same state of Q1. Okay, so similar Q2, I read the input symbol 0, it reaches the same state of Q2. I read the input symbol 1, it reaches the same state of Q2 only. Okay, so at a time, one input symbol read and it reaches another state. Okay, so from this transition diagram, we can able to consider the transition table also. Okay, so this is the past, this is the way we are going to be make transition table. Now I just consider, now I draw the transition table for this diagram. Okay, just see how we are going to be build transition table in the sense transition table. So first I just make one table. In horizontal you have to represent inputs. What are the inputs? A, B. What are the states? Q0, Q1, Q2. Whenever you are going to be approaching the transition table, in this transition table also you have to mention start state, accepting state, everything. Okay, so in transition table, the start state, as usual, you have to mention this kind of arrow mark. Okay, accepting state, you have to mention star symbol. So when we put star symbol, that particular state considered as a final state or accepting state. Okay. Now just to see, from Q0 state, I read the input symbol A where it reaches Q1. From Q0, I read the input symbol B, it reaches Q2. From Q1, please watch over here. From Q1, input symbol A can't read for any state. Okay. So that time you can put null. Okay, at the same time from Q1 state I can't read the input symbol B, so you can put null. Similarly Q2 also, there is no input symbol read from Q2 state. Okay, so this is my inputs. This is my inputs. This is my states. This is the way we are going to be make transition table refer for transition diagram. Okay, so you can make, I mean, from transition table you can easily draw the transition diagram. From transition diagram you can easily construct transition table. Okay, so I construct the transition table for this transition diagram. Now look at in this transition diagram, the transition table look like this one. So how many states? 3 states. Q0, Q1, Q2. Listen, Q0 is my start state, that is free incoming edges. Okay, that's why I put it as an arrow mark over here. So Q1. So actually, what we can call it as a Q1. This is also another state. We can especially we want to say in the sense this is non-accepting state. Okay, why? Because this Q1 I'm not able to make it as a double circle. Okay, so for that you can say this is non-acceptable state. Q2 is my acceptance state, double circle. That's why I just marked as a star over here. Okay, so from Q0 I read the input symbol 0 where it reaches Q0. That's why you put it as a Q naught. So similar, I read the input symbol 1 from Q naught state, it reaches Q1. See Q1. So similar from Q1 as well as Q2 state, right? So this is about transition table as a transition diagram of my DFA. Let me see one example. I want to consider the DFA over an alphabet 0, 1 that accepts all ending with 0. So I want to construct one abstract machine. Okay. I want to construct DFA, right? So over an alphabet is 0, 1. 0, 1. What is the condition? Whatever may be the string. So according to this alphabet, I can generate whatever may be the strings combination of zeros and ones. Okay. But the condition is accept all the string, but ending with what? 0. So whatever may be the string you can generate, but your string must be ended with 0. That is the condition. So according to that condition, I want to make transition diagram for this particular problem. Okay, so before that, you have to clear what are the strings can able to generate for the given alphabet. So for example, the first string is I just set it as a 0. Why? Because my string must be ended with 0. Okay, and 1 0 is also one of the valid string. 1 1 0 is also one of the valid string. 0 0 1 1 0, this is also valid string. The thing is, you can generate whatever may be the string from combination of zeros and ones. You can generate whatever may be the string, but the condition is you must end with 0. That is the condition for this problem. So now according to this condition, I want to make one transition diagram. I mean, I want to draw one transition diagram. That only one transition diagram must accept all these kind of strings. Okay, let's see. This is my Q naught. This is my start state. And one more Q1. This is one more state. What is my condition? Ending with 0, right? So I read the input symbol 0. That's it. Okay, so this is my accepting state. So my first condition is okay. 0 is accepted. What about 1 0? If I suppose want to accept the 1 0 in the sense, I can put 1 over here, right? If I put 1 1 0 accepted. 1 1 0 is also accepted, right? Double 0 double 1 0. How it's happened? So double 0 double 1. So singles. So now you can remember from Q naught state the two possible inputs over. Okay. Q naught is over. What about Q1? I want to represent the input symbol 0 and 1. Okay. So if I suppose to put in the, for example, suppose I put 0 comma 1 in this particular self loop, in the sense, in this case, the end of the string may be 1 also occur. Okay, for example, according to this transition diagram, this string is possible 101, but my condition is ending with 0, so I can't put 1 over here. Okay, so what I want to do, this one I want to make from Q1 to Q0. Okay, now just see, double 0 double 1 0 is accepted or not. 1 0, see, 0 2 0 1 1 0. That's right. So this string is also accepted. Now you can take whatever may be the string, right? So the thing is, the final input symbol is 0. Now before that, you can take whatever may be the combination of zeros and ones, that particular string accepted for this single transition diagram. You just see 4 1 4 in the sense 4 1. So from Q0 itself, I can read 4 ones. Okay. Again from Q0 to Q1, 1 0. Again from Q1 to Q0, single 1. Again from Q0 to Q1, 0. Again Q1 to Q0, 1. Again Q0 to Q1, 0. So it will be reaches the final state. So this is the way we are going to be construct the DFA. Okay. The same transition diagram occurring here. See, from Q0, self loop 1, 0, 0, 1, right? So next one is, I want to design finite automata with an alphabet 0, 1, except those strings which start with 1 and ends with 0. So in this case, the first starting input symbol 1 and ends with 0. So what is the first input string for this particular alphabet? 1 0 is the first string. Then you can take whatever may be the string, but start with 1, end with 0. In between, you can pass combination of zeros and ones. Okay. So for this particular example, this is my transition diagram. Okay, so actually this transition diagram depends upon the user point of view. It should be varied, but the thing is, whatever may be the string I set for this given condition, that particular string want to accept in your transition diagram. Okay, right. Next one is NFA. This is non-deterministic finite automata. So already we discussed the DFA, right? So the same thing, but the only one condition here, epsilon takes place, and also it contains multiple next states. Okay, so we will see that one. See, in the following diagram, we can see that state Q0 for input A, there are two states Q1 and Q2. It's nothing but whenever I read the input symbol, it reaches more than one state, that is called NFA. But in my DFA, if I read the input symbol, it reaches only one state. That is the difference between NFA as well as DFA. Same formal definition of NFA. What are the things you seen in your DFA? The same set of tuples available in your NFA. But the thing is, a transition only different. So previous case only Q I represent, right? So here Q into alphabet gives 2 power Q. That is, it reaches more than one state. That is called 2 power Q. Okay. See, from Q0 state, I read the input symbol 0. It reaches Q0 as well as Q1. That is 2 power Q. Okay. So that is 2 power Q in the sense more than one state. If I read the input symbol, that is called NFA. That is my transition. Okay. So according to this transition diagram, you can see the transition table. See, here I just mentioned the Q0, Q1. Here I just mentioned Q1, Q2. This is nothing but we set the transition for 2 power Q, right? That is the thing. That is the information we have mentioned over here. Okay. So I read the input symbol, whatever may be the input symbol, it reaches maybe one state or more than one state. That is called NFA. Okay. I think I hope everyone understand about the NFA, DFA, in that how we can able to make transition diagram as a transition table, everything, right? So in our next class, we will see uh, conversion of NFA to DFA. Okay, thank you.